Hi, I'm Melanie Simpson from the KIS Consultancy program at Uniting. This video builds on an idea that I mentioned in my previous video, and that was about making a plan for supervision with your team. We all know that supervision is a fundamental part of our work as early childhood teachers. It's about compliance and it's also about child protection. Supervision is also about being active, it's about being alert and also aware, and it involves scanning and regularly looking and listening carefully to children and evaluating situations to determine the potential risks and hazards and also the potential for accidents or injuries to occur. There's lots of information out there about active supervision and our legal responsibilities as teachers. I've provided a link in the email for more info if you'd like some. What I'm keen to focus on is an idea maybe less explored, and that is effective supervision, which allows educators to engage in meaningful interactions with children. For me, this type of supervision is proactive. It's about educators collaborating to make a plan for supervision that not only does the aforementioned, but it also promotes children's learning. A key part of planning for supervision to promote children's learning involves our leadership and how we enact that. We all have different approaches to leadership, which is true. It's also true that evidence suggests that effective leadership occurs when leaders communicate clearly about roles and responsibilities of those that they work with. They provide direction, they role model, they coach, they give explanation and make expectations clear. They provide feedback, both positive and also corrective, and they actively seek the ideas of those that they lead, so everyone has a voice. The first step in making a plan for supervision is developing a plan, and how you do that will depend on you. You might like to map it out visually or maybe write it down, and the next step is sharing it with your team. This might first occur at a staff meeting. You might explain that you are keen to provide the very best program, and to do that you'd really like everyone's input, as everyone has an important part to play in promoting children's learning. As a leader, you know that educators all have different skills, different experiences and qualifications and interests. And based on this knowledge, you'll organise your team in a way that optimises your collective efforts to foster children's learning. How you organise your team will depend on you and your service. You may be really collaborative, or maybe directive, or maybe somewhere in between. I'd say as a leader, I'm in between. I like to be clear on what I want to happen, but I also firmly believe in collaboration. As a leader, I always try and have a quick conversation with the team at the start of the session. And in this discussion, I might outline the intentions of the day and also define each team member's role and responsibility in implementing the plan, including the AAs. I also try to predict the barriers to learning in order to plan for how to avoid or minimise the effects of those difficulties. I also am mindful that we will never be able to anticipate everything. However, saying that, there's lots of things that we can predict in early childhood settings because we know children. We come to know their patterns of behaviour, their likes and their dislikes, and also their triggers. We can use this information to preempt potential issues that might arise and prepare for how to respond, which reduces the likelihood of these becoming barriers for children's learning. For example, let's think about a typical situation in an early childhood setting and how we might make a supervision plan to maximise learning. You might identify that the barrier to learning is distraction. Perhaps children get distracted by objects or their peers. To minimise the likelihood of this occurring, as a leader, you would talk about the issue of distraction and either share your own solution or together settle on one. and then you would explicitly define what everyone is going to do or say to reduce the situation from arising. By being clear, everyone knows exactly how to respond in the given situation and what part they play in collectively promoting children's learning, which can be great for capacity building, it can be great for confidence, and also feeling included. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like to request KIS Consultancy to help with plans for supervision or leadership, please contact myself or Liza at Uniting. Thank you.